recorded in a year, but I want to get back into doing all this again. So, when you last saw me, I had braces, and I wasn't showing my full face, but I'm doing that now. Also, when you last saw me, I kind of started this off as like a middle of lockdown situation, and then I kind of needed to like get a job. So basically what happened was I was at home. I wasn't working because of COVID, and then I got a new job and things just got on top of me. I was back in college that September. I just had a lot of assignments. I was just really, really busy. Michael Jackson tried to buy Marvel Comics in the early 1990s so that he could play Spider-Man in his own produced movie. Cool. I'm gonna move my tablet over this side just so that you guys can see a little bit better. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. According to a former Disney chairman, the notoriously controversial CEO of Marvel Entertainment, Ike Perlmutter, thought nobody would care that Terrence Howard's character was replaced by Don Cheadle in the Iron Man franchise because black people look the same. As of 2015, Perlmutter no longer oversees the development of Marvel Studios. And that's how you do that. Fire them. Due to the production schedule of Captain America: Civil War, Spider-Man had to be written into the film many months before he was available for Marvel Studios to legally use. Had Sony denied access to the character, co-director Anthony Russo admitted that they never had a plan B. Everything just worked out for Marvel. Kevin Feige, who eventually became the president of Marvel Studios and mastermind behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was hired on the first X-Men film as an assistant, but was given an associate producer credit when another producer discovered he was a walking encyclopedia of Marvel. Kevin Feige is great. Feige's really, really good. See, that always happens when I start eating junk and my mouth starts making weird noises. It's weird. So weird. Okay. At the end of the Deadpool movie, the title character fights Ajax on top of a partially disassembled helicarrier, visually similar to the one used by S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is a direct nod to the MCU, though Fox Studios requested that flying aircraft look different enough to prevent a lawsuit from Disney. I might go to 50 facts, I might not do the full 100, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Clark Gregg's Agent Coulson was not intended to reappear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe past the first Iron Man film. It wasn't until a contract dispute with Samuel L. Jackson caused Nick Fury's role in Thor to be dropped, and Clark Gregg was asked to reappear in a larger role. I actually didn't know that about Samuel L. Jackson. The more you know. In a 1996 DC/Marvel Comics crossover, Quicksilver challenged the Flash to a race and Jack Kirby were creating villains for the Marvel comic books, they turned to the Bible. Out of that inspiration came Galactus and Silver Surfer. So Galactus is like God, and Silver Surfer is Satan. In the storyline, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. The X-Men sends Deadpool to a mental hospital for therapy. Standard. The doctor treating him is actually Psycho Man in disguise who attempts to torture and brainwash Deadpool into becoming his personal minion. The procedure fails, but leaves Deadpool even more mentally unhinged. As a result, he kills Psycho Man and begins assassinating every superhero and supervillain in Marvel Universe. One by one, in an attempt, apparently, to rebel against his comic book creators. The book ends with him breaking into the real world and confronting the Marvel writers and artists who are currently writing the book. Before he proceeds to enter, he turns to the reader promising that once he's done with the universe, I'll find you soon enough. I like that. That would be really cool if it was made into an actual movie. Like similar to House of M with Wanda and the Scarlet Witch. Like the fact that that was made into like a TV show. That was really cool. So like that would be cool if like they made that into a TV show. That's wishful thinking. But then again, House of M wasn't wishful thinking and it happened. And it was a really good TV series, so never say never with Marvel. In the Marvel Universe, the cleanup from major battles is handled by Damage Control, a joint venture of Tony Stark and the Kingpin. They even had their own series in the late 80s. In one of the Marvel's What If series, Hulk and She-Hulk get married, and their lives become much like those on I Love Lucy. The What If series was like, for me, it was very hard to like get into, and I don't know, but like I just didn't enjoy it. I think I got to like episode 3, and I was like forcing myself to watch it because of Doctor Strange. And the multiverse of madness coming out, I kind of like, excuse me, I kind of like forced myself to watch What If, but like I was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it. Okay, next fact. Mr. Immortal is a superhero who exists in the Marvel Universe with no special powers except immortality. He has been killed in ways including crushing, burning, self-impalement on giant novelty scissors, bear drop, cannon, chainsaw, piranhas, ferrets, spear, and python. What ways to go out and then just come back again. There is an issue called The Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe, where he kills every single Marvel superhero and villain, including himself. The Pentagon halted its cooperation with Marvel Studios on the Avengers because they did not appreciate that they would have to answer to the secret organization like S.H.I.E.L.D. was Fury's big week. 7 days of each other. So if you watch those 3 movies back to back, it's a wild ride. It's a wild ride. The Thing of the Fantastic Four was once killed after being possessed by Doctor Doom. Grief-stricken, Mr. Fantastic decided to revive him by stealing the Thing's soul from heaven. While there, the four were invited to meet God, who was designed to look like Marvel artist Jack Kirby. Do you know, like, I don't know if, like, people, like, everyone has seen Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. If you haven't, like, skip forward, like, 15 minutes if you're not already asleep. But, like, the thing I feel like they missed out on the most in that movie was bringing Chris Evans back as his character from the Fantastic Four. Like, they missed out on that opportunity so much. Other than that, fantastic. But I just think it would have been, like, iconic to have Captain Marvel, not Captain Marvel, Agent Carter, or Captain Carter, and what's his name? Chris Evans' character from Fantastic Four, I can't think of his name, but it would have been, like, so iconic to have both of them together. Like, that would have been amazing. But anyway, I can hear the birds on my roof in my headphones. You can always, like, hear their little pitter patters. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can always hear it. Okay. 22. During the Old Man Logan series by Mark Miller, the Hulk reproduced with She-Hulk because Bruce Banner knew she was biologically compatible to carry his offspring, despite her being his cousin. Lovely. Marvel once published a single-issue comic titled Combo Man, about a boy who was able to transform into a superhero amalgamation of Magento. Why didn't I just read that like that? Oh my god. Apologies. Magneto, Hulk, Wolverine, Daredevil, Iron Man, the Punisher, Carnage, Spider-Man, the Human Torch. That's the character I was thinking of for the Sevens. I know you can hear my anyway, Captain America and Cyclops after being bombarded by energy and eating a combo. In the Marvel comic series Spider-Man Reign, set 30 years in the future, it is revealed that Mary Jane Watson, Peter Parker's wife, has died from cancer brought on by Peter's radioactive semen. Lovely. Lovely. In the Ultimate Marvel universe, Black Widow shot and killed Tony Stark's butler Jarvis after he walked in on the two of them having sex, revealing her true sinister persona. Okay. Sorry. Stan Lee once posed nude for a book about the behind-the-scenes details special 4-page supplement of a 1985 Chicago Tribune comics page, Spider-Man revealed he was sexually abused as a child by one of his older friends, a story produced by Marvel Comics in cooperation with the National Committee for the Prevention of Child Abuse. After James Gunn announced Marvel's legal team wouldn't let him use the Sniper species in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, fans began to protest the decision on the internet. This led Marvel to admit that it wasn't that big of a deal, with Gunn stating to keep an eye out for at least one Sniper in the sequel. In the Marvel Comics universe, the infamous pirate Blackbeard is actually the thing of the Fantastic Four. After the team is sent back in time, Reed Richards places a pirate hat, eye patch, and beard on the Thing in order to disguise him, inadvertently creating the pirate legend. In the Ultimate version of Marvel Comics, Tony Stark believes the Falcon to be the second smartest man on the planet, above Bruce Banner and Reed Richards, and only after himself. I can never find a comfortable position to be doing this. I'll get there though. I'll get there. Marvel originally planned for Bruce Banner to turn into Grey Hulk when under the Scarlet Witch spell in Avengers Age of Ultron, as the character reached a higher level of anger than previous films, though this idea was scrapped in post-production. Excuse me. The original Guardians of the Galaxy cameo plan for Stan Lee involved Groot stumbling across the former Marvel Comics president in one of the collector's display cases, who would then flip off our heroes. Before the rights to Daredevil reverted back to the Marvel Studios, Fox intended to make a new trilogy of Daredevil films set in the 1970s and 80s. The tone of each movie would have been inspired by the popular music of the period, classic rock, punk rock, and new wave, respectively. Before the rights, I already read that one. 34. Galactus, the often antagonistic devourer of worlds in Marvel Comics, was inspired by God, with the Silver Surfer based on a fallen angel. Marvel has licensed their characters She-Hulk and Rogue of the X-Men to be used in a romance novel aimed at alluring women to read comics. I mean, some of us already do. We don't need a romance novel to read the comics. After the 1973 storyline, The Night Gwen Stacy Died premiered in the Amazing Spider-Man comics, Stan Lee promoted his intention to bring her character back soon after. 40 years later, the character has yet to return in Marvel's main continuity, as her death is regarded as one of the most significant moments in Marvel's history. on Earth 3490 of the Marvel multiverse, Tony Stark was born a female named Natasha Stark and becomes the Iron Woman when she grows up. Stark ultimately marries Steve Rogers, which prevents the superhero registration program and Civil War. That's funny. According to the 2010 Marvel comic series S.H.I.E.L.D., the secret organization began in ancient Egypt as the Brotherhood of the Shield, and over time has included members such as Isaac Newton and Leonardo da Vinci. Marvel has used the death of Bucky Barnes, my favorite character, for no reason at all. Sebastian Stan. Marvel has used the death of Bucky Barnes as a canon excuse for why the company has virtually no sidekicks, as no responsible hero wants to endanger a minor in a simple fashion as Captain America did during World War II. Marvel recently published a non-canon miniseries titled Deadpool Illustrated, in which the Merc with the mouth hunts down and kills a character from literary classics such as The Little Mermaid, Christmas Carol, and Sherlock Holmes. We're almost at the end for this video, and then I might do a part two, a part two, a part, a part two. Due to his status as ruler of Latveria, Doctor Doom has diplomatic immunity in America, despite being one of the most villainous characters in the Marvel Universe. This once resulted in Captain America acting as Doom's bodyguard while he visited the United States. Forty-four. A Bell-themed supervillain exists in the Marvel Universe, who goes by the name of Dr. Bong. It looks like it's about to pour rain outside. 45. Thor was created for Marvel by Stan Lee as an attempt to design someone more powerful than the Hulk. He realized that the only thing stronger than the strongest man would be a god, of course. After Robert Downey Jr. expressed interest in the role of Tony Stark, Marvel originally told Iron Man director Jon Favreau, under no circumstances are we prepared to hire him at any price. He pestered the filmmakers until they eventually gave him a screen test, and I'm just gonna point out that that was the best decision they ever made, because I remember hearing that there was rumors that Tom Cruise was going to be Iron Man in the Multiverse of Madness, and there's I know there's obviously multiple Iron Mans in different multiverses, but Robert Downey Jr. couldn't have been chosen as a better Iron hope he gets his third film, because I do think Andrew Garfield was amazing as Spider-Man. He just didn't fit the look side of it, if that makes sense.